Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike. It's about 2 p.m. on the 28th, and we've had an interesting day in the markets. It's been a very, very good day, but the VIX kept going up all day, and then finally, Rocket Boy decided to launch, and here we are now, a little later on, and we're getting a little bit of weakness coming into the markets on some volume. The VIX is spiking. We're seeing all sorts of funny things, so I thought I'd come in and give you guys some thoughts. Um, So, why are we seeing the sell-off? It's an excuse to sell after a massive bullish day. Note the banks aren't selling hard at this point. Really, it's tech that's getting hit, and tech was coming in heated and hot as we come into this anyway. So they're taking this as an opportunity to take some profits. And if I wasn't talking to you guys, I'd be shorting the crap out of some of this stuff here. But right now, I want to talk to you guys and tell you what I see going on here. Um, so now we have news hitting the wire. South Korea is about to exercise a surgical strike in response to North Korea's launch. So uh, maybe time to get a little bit more worried here at this point. We'll have to see it, how this plays out. Um, but all these dips have been buyable. Every one of these dips so far has been buyable. We're getting a little bit of volatility here. We're getting spike in place. I have a hedge in place, so I'm not overly concerned about it. If you guys have questions, ask me. We have the Fed meeting in 2 weeks where they're expected to raise rates. We have tax reform going on. We have possible repeal of Dodd-Frank. So there's a lot of stuff going on the market really cares about. It doesn't so much care about this. Now we'll see how far this goes. Keys are getting hit much harder than the SPY. Everything here is not created equally. How's the IWM? IWM is still holding in okay here. You know, it's the names they don't want. When you look at Amazon, we could use this dip. I'd love to get involved in it. It's still $50 above the 8-day here. So, you know, to me, this is not a buy here yet. This is not a very compelling type of thing. So, you know, take a breath here, relax. If you're not in big, you're not over trading, you're okay right here. If you have time, you're okay. I just bought some Twitter calls out into March. Why did I buy Twitter calls in the middle of this going on? Because I don't believe that this is going to be anything to worry about. And I like this spot on Twitter for a gap fill up to 24. So I grabbed the 23s, but I bought more time. And the reason I'm buying time is your friend. Is my screen frozen? Hope not. I don't think so. Is anybody else seeing my screen frozen? To me, it looks like I see it moving on here. It looks okay. Um, so, you know, I'm not overly worried here. The banks are the place to be. Big buying in JP Morgan. Look at JP Morgan here. What's this telling you? It's telling you it's not worried about this sell-off here. Look at this. This and this are not the same. Everything's not created equal here. So let them correct some of these names. Let them correct, thanks, Chris. Let them correct the Amazons of the world. Let them correct the Googles of the world. Let them take these things down a little bit, right? They could use a breather. Look at Facebook coming in. I didn't touch it the last couple days after I got out on Friday. Nvidia is getting hammered here. You know, good. Let them take it down a peg or two, right? Perfect. Slicing through the 21-day. Clean break here. See how it does down here. Let some of these things take a little bit of the bullishness out here and see what it does. This is not a horrible thing. Now, if you're long and you have profits, protect them at all costs. Do not let your profitable positions go red. But if you have time, you hang in there. Just wait to see how this plays out. You know, what am I seeing coming in right now in the flow? We got some SPY puts. Nothing huge, guys. December 8th, 261 puts. If you saw the amount of calls that came in today, this is nothing. This is 100. It's not even a sweeper. It's a block. It's 120K. I must have seen a couple $1 million of SPY calls bought today. 263s, 264s, all sorts of numbers out there. Huge buying. BMY, nice flow coming in on BMY today. January 2019, 80 calls. Another buyer here. A block, 475K. So they're still buying into these dip here. They're not worrying about it. They're not freaked out. Let the algos do their thing. Let them beat them up. Right? See how this plays out. VIX is rallying. That's okay. And my VIX hedge is going back up right now, right? So my VIX hedge is doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is exactly it. It's going up as everything's coming in. And we'll see how this plays out. I mean, this is obviously not a happy moment here, but this is not the end of the world. Let it come in. If you're in these names and you don't have time, you need to get out. You should have a stop in place. If you have time, I wouldn't worry too much about this. I'd let this play out and see how far it goes. Let the missile land and see how it plays out. When the missile lands and it's out of the clear, that's when things will probably turn and start heading back up. So we just need that all clear signal to come in at this point. And when we get that, I think everything will be okay. Chris, you added some UVXY. Fabulous, right? Doing something like that. Good idea. Add some stuff like that. But just look at the overall. I mean, overall, not the end of the world here. Already seeing some hammers forming on some of the cant charts here. Netflix 5-minute has a hammer forming on the 5-minute chart, right? You guys know what a hammer candle is? Especially when I type on it, right? There we go. Right? First chair, coming right back to that. What's Bank of America doing? Holding in pretty much okay. GS, which has been the most volatile, it's getting hit a little harder, but still okay. Still okay. Holding the 50-day on the 5 is good. Nothing went right to my line. Stopped right on my line today on that one. Isn't that amazing sometimes that happens? Again, not a huge thing to get to the end of the world here. Buy time. Time is your friend in this market. This market's going to jump around a little bit as we wait back and forth. Here's your QQQs now with a reversal candle, and now next candle's coming up. We'll see how far this goes. I'm not saying this is over. Missile landed in the sea. There you go. Thank you, Chris. Missiles in the sea per CNBC, and that's probably going to be the end of the selling for now. All right. So hang in there. Don't get too upset. I just saw a headline. I can't figure it out. Sorry, that's why I paused. North Korean ballistic missile launch, if it took place, could be a demonstration of disappointment with inflexible position of U.S. and its regional allies. Kostyov, I don't know who it is. Kostyov. I don't believe that at all. Somebody's just playing games here. Look at Netflix. Look at the bounce coming into Netflix already. Strength. They wanted this all day. Look at the volume today on Netflix, right? Here. Look at this candle. It's telling you they want it today. We have it 2 hours to go, and it's already above its average volume. Strength, quick bounce. All right, financials holding up just fine. So overall, guys, stay the course. I wouldn't let this scare you out here at this point. See how it reacts. They love to shake people out, especially after a big day like this and move. They love to take people out. See how it goes from here. I'll be back on for people in the service with the close. Hey guys, if you're interested in signing up, hit me at Options Mike on Twitter. I'll shoot you over a special promotion. Bank of America, more calls coming in on Bank of America here. That's all you need to know. All day long, they've been hitting this thing. Bank of America, December 8th, 2750 calls. So, they're still coming after the banks. So I'll catch you guys later. North Korea, yeah, one missile was fired. So that's it. So I wouldn't get overly worried or concerned and just stay the course, and we'll see how this plays out. And I'll catch you guys all a little later on.